Hey, why does that happen?
Right.
It's
so weird.
I think we're just missing Kathy.
Okay.
Kathy Kresha,
Yeah.
we have a quorum.
We do right now, yeah.
Okay, somebody's looking for the.
And thanks, Michelle, for sending that to me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Who has a 714 number? Somebody's trying to get into the meeting.
Michelle, I'm missing your pink flamingo.
It's here. They are
Oh,
here.
good.
I'll show you. There.
Ah, thank you. Now all is well. We can start the meeting.
There's the other one.
Oh, are we ready to go?
What's that?
I said, are we ready to go?
I don't know. Somebody was trying to contact me. I don't know if is Kathy Kresha on here?
No.
No.
Maybe it's Kathy. Let me send her the link again. She said she can't find the link. I don't know if that's her though. Copy.
Here she is.
There she is.
There she is. Okay. Is she there?
Kathy, are you there?
I see her.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
We can, but we can't see you.
Okay, let
See
me.
LA.
Well, it says I have my video on. Let me try it again. Let's see here. Video. Let's see. Oh, wait, there we go.
There we go.
I was just
Okay,
gonna say, do you have a sticker or something over your camera?
there we go.
Perfect.
I'm trying to stand up today, so I'm using the other desk.
Oh,
Got it. All right.
Kathy, was that you trying to text me?
Hmm?
Did you just try to text me?
No.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out who's trying to contact me to get into the meeting.
There we go.
That was probably me. I had just sent you a text regarding a link.
The link? Okay, so are you in now?
And well, can
You're
you
all
see?
good.
We can see you.
Then I guess I'm in.
Good.
All right.
My computer, for some reason, my phone dropped all its contacts, so I don't know any phone
Okay.
numbers.
Hey, I won't take it personally. It's okay. All right. Thought you had me start as a favorite, but that's okay.
I did, but it locked it.
All right. I see how it is. Okay.
All right, we're good now.
Okay. I would like to reconvene the May 2021 Committee on Accreditation meeting. Will the secretary call the roll, please?
Cynthia Amos,
Here.
Kathy Kresha,
Here.
Cheryl Forbes,
Here.
Bob Frelly,
Here.
Mike Hillis,
Here.
Lynn Larson, here, Marty Martinez,
Here.
Anna Moore,
Here.
Gerard Morrison.
Yeah.
We have a
Great.
quorum.
Let's see. All right, well, we have, the first item is item 25, and I see a message from Gay, who is the consultant on this item. She is wanting to change your name.
Okay, that's okay. I had asked the attendees to change their names, but it seems like they can't do that. So as long as I know that she is performance assessment, I can bring her in for that first item.
Okay, great. Bring her on in.
All right, I will do that.
And while Erin's doing that, do you mind, Anna, if I just jump in for 1 second?
Go
We've
for it.
looked at the June agenda and we've already got a number of institutions scheduled for the Monday. So if that's okay with everybody, I will cancel the Tuesday and leave it on the Monday.
Sure.
Does that seem to work okay for everybody?
Can you remind us of the date, Cheryl? I just want to.
It's June 21st, I think. Hold on 1 second. Is that right, Michelle? June
It's
21st.
21 and
yeah,
22.
right.
Yeah.
So just the 21st then?
So it'll be just the 21st.
Okay.
All right, item 25, as mentioned, is the report of the accreditation team to Burbank Unified School District. Consultant Gay Roby will present this item. She is joined by team lead Jodie Schwartzfarb and institutional representative Rebecca Milwaukee, coordinator teacher induction and secondary professional development. Does anyone need to recuse themselves? Yes, I did, Erin. All right, Ms. Roby, will you begin, please?
Thank you very much. Welcome to day 2 of the COA meeting for May. It is my pleasure to present to you the report for Burbank Unified School District. The accreditation visit to the Burbank Unified School District was held on Monday and Tuesday of February, in the 22nd and the 23rd. A three-member team, plus myself as a state consultant, conducted a virtual site visit, and we interviewed 72 stakeholders from 11 different groups that are involved with their sole educator preparation program, which is teacher induction. The visit was conducted according to all of the commission's established protocols and procedures. And for the actual report, I will turn the microphone over to Jodie Schwartzfarb, the team lead.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to begin by thanking the team with which I worked, Tricia Fusilo, Carolyn Satoda, and Gay Roby. The team worked very well together and put in a lot of time and energy before the site visit, as well as during. And with that effort, everything ran very smoothly. I'd like to also thank Rebecca for being so prepared and ready at the drop of a hat to answer any questions that we had, both prior to the visit and during the visit. Because as we know, our worlds, trying to learn someone else's can sometimes be confusing. So that was much appreciated. So thank you to everyone who was involved with that organization. As Gay mentioned, the visit was held in February, and while originally scheduled for 3 days, due to the level of preparation and work by all involved, we were able to complete it within the first 2 days. During the team's time in Burbank, virtual though it was, it's very clear as we interviewed various stakeholder groups that Rebecca has the respect of those with whom she works, and that all the groups work together to support the induction program. Results of the visit indicate that all standards are met, with common standard 3 being met with concerns. The areas of concern, the first is around recognition of mentors. While everyone is working hard, just making sure that that is clarified. I was thinking about today and how we're in Teacher Appreciation Week, so it's a perfect time to recognize those who work within the program. Additionally, shifting some of the practices in the program with a stronger tie to the most current induction standards will hopefully balance some of the responsibilities in the program and help leadership share the administration of the program, so that one person is not necessarily carrying bulk of the weight while requiring less assignment type work from the candidates. Overall, the team had a very positive experience, And hopefully we've left the program with some clear direction as to where to head. And I know that all of us involved also got many ideas that we could take back and see how they might work within our own programs. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jodie. Very nice report. And at this time, we now invite the institutional representative to briefly comment about the visit. We remind you that this is not a time to dispute the team report, but rather to provide any thoughts you had on the visit.
Absolutely. Thank you guys all for having me here today. I first want to tell you I have terrible allergies, so my eyes are like watering nonstop. I don't want you to think I'm emotional about the site accreditation visit because it was wonderful. It was a tremendous experience. And I'd ask you now to indulge me in a little bit of a bird walk. This today is the 9th anniversary of me being named the National Teacher of the Year for the United States. And I'm also the California Teacher of the Year of 2012. And I bring that up because yesterday we named a new National Teacher of the Year, Juliana Ortubwe from Las Vegas, Nevada, a special education preschool teacher. And so she joins the family. And I'm so proud of that. In the 9 years since I was named the National Teacher of the Year, I've developed a passion for teacher leadership and employing and developing the capacity of our top teachers to do incredible things in the sites where they work without having to leave the classroom. I wrote a book on teacher leadership, and I continue to work in my district as a TOSA, teacher on special assignment, to do development projects like the kinds of things I've done, but also I have the confidence of my district to run our new teacher induction program. And that is a testament to the belief that my district has in growing our own and the capacity of teachers to do incredible things and to help distribute the leadership and the responsibilities and the capacities of great teachers to help grow the next generation of great educators. And so I'm so honored that my district trusts me to do that. And I'm proud of the fact that they are building out that teacher leadership layer. I run the program with 2 other very accomplished educators, Jennifer Griffith, Jennifer Gomez. The 3 of us together are responsible for making sure we have the highest quality, most rigorous and nurturing induction program we possibly can. To that end, I want to say congratulations to our team and to the team who came to visit us. You guys were wonderful to work with. The process was challenging. It was probably one of the hardest things we've ever done, is to not only write to the standards and write to the expectations that the state has for us to run a good program, but also to prep for that visit and to have all of our ducks in a row. It was so challenging, and we grew and learned so much. I appreciate how available everybody was, from the state all the way down to Gay, who called all the time to see how we were doing. You gave us so many opportunities to be supported and get help when we needed it, and we needed it a lot. And I also loved learning the ways that we could build out and grow our program with the feedback that we were given. We have already recognized our mentors at a board meeting last month in response to some of the feedback we got, and that will now be an annual experience. Our mentors can expect to be recognized at the board meeting. We've already had an informal celebration off hours for them, and we're preparing something fun for them next week as well. This summer, the team and I will engage in a rebuild, which involves a scaling down of the assignments around the ILP, and we're excited to then, what comes with that is the responsibility to make our mentors aware of how they need to grow into the experience of helping guide the new teacher in the ILP. And it means that there are lots of unknowns and a lot less structure, but a lot more opportunity to grow and guide. And that's exciting work for amazing mentors. So thank you to the accreditation team, to Jodie, to Gay, to Carol, and to Tricia. It was a wonderful experience, and we grew and learned a lot, and we will continue to grow and learn and make you proud. Thank you guys so much for indulging me.
Thank you, Ms. Milwaukee. At this time, I'd like to offer the COA the opportunity to ask any questions or make any comments about the site visit and the report. Yes, Member Forbes.
Well, thank you for a great report, and congratulations on what sounds like a really successful visit. So you talked a little about how the mentors are going to be have been recognized and will continue to be recognized, and your plans for aligning with the in 2016 induction standards in the ILP. Could you say a little bit about what the plans are for the mentor evaluation? Because I think that was the other area where, in addition to recognition, the mentors, you are going to be giving them feedback as to why they would be retained or et cetera.
So the first thing we've done, and again, we're like in our like nascent efforts to rebuild that, because I run the program with 2 working teachers who work full time. So we come together after school. So their capacity and literally the number of hours in a day we can start the build now is limited. But come summer, we're going full steam ahead. So the first item is the we used to get mentors, train them, and then just kind of keep them on standby, whether we could match them or not. They always sort of held in that stable of talent. And what we realized was that we need to sort of cycle that every 3 years. We need to have a reapplication round. So that's item 1, is to sort of shorten the cycle and ask for fresh talent. Number 1. Number 2, to initiate a very specific 2-way feedback loop between the coordinators and the mentors, where in the past we used to have anonymous survey feedback. Now it will be, you express what your goal is as a mentor to us. We will watch, read your logs, talk to your mentee, and then we will deliver feedback to you directly on what we've learned and heard. And you can discuss with us how that feels and where you want to go with that. So a really tight feedback loop that has names attached to it. The third thing is about initiating some sort of safety net where, when we're concerned about a mentor's effort, spirit of engagement, the quality of the encounter for the mentee, we need to create a moment where we stop there and say, let's talk about what we're seeing. So we haven't built that, we haven't designed it, but basically sort of like a 3 strikes, that sounds terrible, but like some process where we say, let's hold on a second and let's talk about what's happening. And do we need to make a shift or an adjustment? Because we have noticed, of course, in COVID, people's capacity and bandwidth to mentor has been stretched and stressed. And so part of our work has been like trying to read that and understand if it's just temporary, or is this your feeling about mentoring? Are you just kind of tapped out? And then when we come out of COVID, do you bounce right back? So we're going to be looking really carefully at that and finding a way to do an assessment in response to the feedback and the other things I described.
Thank you.
That's a really good point about, is it COVID? And how long will it take for folks to bounce back from that? You know, I think people are, you know, on edge, and that edge could last a while. You know, it's kind of a habit now to kind of just be in that place of uncertainty. So that'll be really interesting. I'm glad you're keeping an eye on that. Any other comments, questions? If I could have a motion. This is an action item. Member Amos. You're muted. Muted.
Sorry, I have like 2 screens going here, the agenda on one and then everyone else on the other. My apologies. I move we accept the team report and the recommendation for accreditation with a 7th year report for Burbank Unified School District.
And a second. Member Martinez. We will now do a roll call vote. All those in favor say aye, opposed say no.
Cynthia Amos,
Aye.
Kathy Krisha,
Aye.
Cheryl Forbes,
Aye.
Bob Frelly,
Aye.
Mike Hillis,
Aye.
Lynn Larson,
Aye.
Marty Martinez,
Aye.
Anna Moore,
Aye.
Gerard Morrison.
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations. Thank you, Ms. Milwaukee, Ms. Schwartzfarb, and Ms. Roby for your great report and a wonderful visit. We look forward to hearing from you at your 7th year report.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Happy Friday.
Have a great day. All right, I think everyone's here for our next item, which is item 26, the report of the accreditation team to Placer County Office of Education. Again, consultant Gay Roby will present this item. She's joined by team lead, Dr. Melissa Meetze-Hall, and institutional representatives, Jennifer Hicks, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, Kimberly Lilienthal, Senior Director of Leadership and Learning Collaborative, and Melody Thorson, Director of Leadership and Learning Collaborative. Does anyone need to recuse themselves?
Yes, I do.
Member Martinez.
Chair Anna, I'm sorry, Chair Moore. Can I just clarify that Melody Thorson is not joining? Okay, great. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Ms. Roby, will you begin, please?
Yes, I would. Thank you very much. But first, if you would indulge me, since we're not face-to-face and we're on Zoom, I wanted to take a minute to say thank you, Anna, to all of your years for the COA meetings and service that you have given us. This is the only time I will be able to say thank you, and I will miss you. It has been great to see you over the years and see you grow into the leader that you are.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, Gay.
So moving on, Melissa Meetze-Hall, the team lead for the Placer County Office of Education's site visit, and myself, we're very pleased to join you to present the accreditation site visit report for Placer County. The visit was held in March, the 15th through the 17th, via an online platform. The Placer County sponsors 5 education preparator programs: the preliminary education specialist mild moderate intern program, the preliminary special education moderate severe intern program, a teacher induction program, a PASC or preliminary administrative services credentialing program, and finally the clear administrative services credentialing program. Over the course of the 3 days that the review was held, the 5-person Board of Institutional Review members interviewed 221 people, not quite Riverside's 900, but they're representing 10 different stakeholder groups from the Placer County Office of Education programs. The site visit was conducted via all of the commission's protocols. There were no extenuating circumstances. I will add, however, it took us on our end a little bit of extra time to get some clarity on one of the finer points of the standards, and the PCOE leadership team was very gracious and kind to us throughout all of our search, even though it delayed the findings for their program for about a week. So right now I'd like to pass the microphone, so to speak, to the Placer County Office of Education team lead, Melissa Meetze-Hall, who will present the actual report to you.
Oh, thanks, Gay, and good morning, everyone, committee members. Good to see you. I would like to start off by thanking Assistant Superintendent Jennifer Hicks and her team, all of Placer County Office of Ed, both for facilitating and participating in the site visit. And a special appreciation to Kim, the Senior Director, Leadership and Learning Collaborative, for orchestrating, of course, the detailed logistics of the site visit, including a well-developed site visit webpage. And I know that sounds like something maybe we just add in when we're acknowledging, but the importance of being able to find all of the evidence, the artifacts, well before the visit, so that we can truly understand what that evidence is putting forth. That again, it sounds like something that's not that glamorous, but it's just so important for us to be able to do that job. And certainly thanks also to Gay as the consultant, organized, checking in frequently with everyone and allowing us as team members then to do our job and to have that time to make sense of all the interviews and everything that we're hearing. And then lastly, I do want to recognize my deeply thoughtful and tireless team for their contributions. We were able to collaboratively discuss common standards and program standards. And as you heard, we had a team of 5, and one of my other team members is also a very long-standing BIR member, both of us having over 10 years in this role. So very, very much appreciated how they all worked together. So I know, of course, that you've read the report. I have a few things that struck me as important, And I would like to read you some quotes and highlight what we learned. So consortium, so when we talk about Placer County Office of Ed, they are, the old term we would have used would have been consortium. So they have the LLC, and that is the Leadership and Learning Collaborative. And that's the, I'll use my term, that's the umbrella for their programs. And so when we talked to the constituent groups, they were appreciative, they recognized and were appreciative of the expertise that they encountered, that they knew that they could call upon anyone in the LLC, and they acknowledged that they had so much information to share. Specifically, they cited Kim's excellence as a communicator and a convener. And then as you read in the report, the interviewees identified what they had as a two-way system of the communication. And then other groups that were interviewed praised the responsiveness of the PCOE team. Also, as you read, there strong collaborations. Stewart Grant Foundation was one that was called out in the report, but University of Washington, San Diego State are some of the others. In addition to those ongoing collaborations, leadership has presented, and when I say leadership of the LLC in particular, they have presented for the commission's deep dives, participated and presented in the think tanks. Those are presented usually once a month on Fridays, facilitated often for the APA. Gay does that work. Presented at the annual induction conference, Cluster 1 leadership, and our new IHE and induction collaborative. So a lot of collaboration across the state, and again, bringing forth that knowledge to the people in their area. Impact points that were talked about. There was discussion of efficacy of interns as one of the ways they talk about impact. Another group talked about the percentage of districts that then hire their interns upon completion. So some of the metrics that they're looking at. All of the programs use survey feedback, and the admin program uses CAPES and capsule results by cohorts as one of their measures of looking how those groups are progressing. Admin induction candidates shared their appreciation for their coach. When they talked about the impact, they highlighted that they were able, for clear folks, they were able to talk about the capsules and their growth and their development based in their or on their context. Teacher induction candidates talked about the support being relevant, timely, fulfilling, insightful, beneficial. And teacher induction candidates described their coaches as amazing, supportive and flexible, understanding and insightful, and some in summary stated they were grateful. So lots of wonderful ways that people are talking about their experience. So with regards to Common Standard 4, so we found all program standards to be met, and all common standards with the exception of Common Standard 4. So at the time of the visit, there was a newer program manager for continuous improvement in the LLC. And at the time they were finalizing the refinements of the unit assessment plan. And again, going back to that comment that I made about understanding the LLC being that umbrella. And so some of those refinements were being planned, but had not been executed. And that's really the crux there of the Common Standard for the inconsistent on that piece. So thank you. And I will turn the mic over to.
Thank you, Ms. Meetze-Hall. And I just want to take a second. We've seen you a few times now, and I know being a team lead is a lot of work, and you took on several during this round. And I just want to take the opportunity to thank you for your time and effort and attention to all the detail that needs to come with being a team lead.
And while also, I just want to say Riverside County had their own site visit. So,
right. So
she was doing this, and yeah.
It was busy. Thank you for that. At this time, we'd like to invite the institutional representatives to briefly comment on the visit. We remind you that this is not a time to dispute the team report, but rather to provide any thoughts or insights you had about the visit itself.
Thank you, and thank you for having us this morning, and also the opportunity to engage in this improvement process. We'd like to thank Gay, as Melissa did, for her support and guidance, especially as we were back and forth in terms of in-person or virtual, and then dedicating our effort. Sorry about that. I guess I hit a key accidentally and muted myself, and shifted our efforts to that virtual format for sure. And to Melissa, as I will echo what was just shared in terms of her commitment and all that was going on peripherally, and her leadership for the 5 programs, and patience with us too, as we work through the virtual nature of planning for and executing this visit. And I also want to thank you, Melissa, for the summary that you just gave. It reignited the little goosebumps on my arms just now. So thank you for that. The whole team deserves thanks as well. The time required to do reviews, as you all know, leading up to the visit and the visit itself just really requires time away from personal and professional commitments. And we so appreciate that for the whole team. And they really took the time to get to know our work well. We sometimes tend to not deviate from the standards, but within the standards really look closely at how do these standards support our local context. And they really did the work to get to know us, again, our work and the local context with which we're doing it. Support from our county superintendent, Gail Garbelino-Mojica, and assistant superintendent Jennifer Hicks, to offer these preparation programs in order to serve the needs of our regions really cannot be understated. And in addition to their understanding that some of the work these past few years needed to temporarily shift to really focus on accreditation, so we could get the benefits of this process most. And it has been mentioned already, but I just wanted to reiterate that we are BI members ourselves contributing to this process because we strongly believe in it, and we strongly believe in its value. And so as a new unit, after many, many years of just having one program, a teacher induction program, this whole 3-year process of the accreditation activities really has grounded us as a cohesive unit and really a collaborative team in moving the educator preparation continuum forward in our county and a little beyond in our region. So we had 2 brand new programs to us, as was mentioned. Our 2 ed specialist programs are brand new, and the expertise of our site visit team and their feedback really was instrumental in ensuring that we were on the right track. And we're really excited to continue this work forward, knowing that we are on the right path, and we look forward to really getting better even in years to come. So one specific thing we have done in the past few weeks since the conclusion of our visit was surveying and conducting empathy interviews to get feedback from our current interns and district partners on course sequence. And that informed our 21-22 course schedule that we just finished. So again, many thanks to the COA, all who were involved in our visit, and of course my team at Placer County.
Thank you, Ms. Lilienthal. Appreciate your comments, and I'm appreciative that you've embraced the accreditation process and contributed by being a part of it. That's really a great way to learn and a great way to support the CTC and the COA and accreditation and hence the credentialing of teachers and administrators. Are there any comments or questions from the COA members at this time? I always see that as everything. Everybody's been very thorough. The report, the comments. That's great. If there are no comments or questions, we need a motion. Co-Chair Frelly.
I move that we accept the recommendation of accreditation for the Placer County Office of Education.
Right, and a second. Member Hillis, we will now do a roll call vote. Ms. Bernardo?
Cynthia Amos,
Aye.
Kathy Krisha,
Aye.
Cheryl Forbes,
Aye.
Bob Fraley,
Aye.
Mike Hillis,
Aye.
Lynn Larson,
Aye.
Anna Moore,
Aye.
Gerard Morrison.
Motion carries. Oops, sorry. Motion carries. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. Have a great weekend. All right, that takes us to item 27. I believe everyone is here. Is that correct, Erin?
It looks like it. If I could just clarify with the institution, is Colleen Ross joining? I don't see her name.
I don't either.
I
Okay.
may. I don't hear the institution yet.
Sorry.
Debbi, that's
yes,
okay.
she is joining us, but let me just go check and see. She's right in another
Okay.
office close
She
by.
says she's on in the chat.
She is. So is the last name, so is
Ross.
it Colleen Kieran, also Colleen Ross? The only Colleen I have is Colleen Kieran. No, it's not her. Okay. What am I not seeing? Oh, I'm sorry. I got it. Thank you.
Mrs. Ross.
Thank you. It's Mrs. Thank you. I would think that would have been a little more obvious to me. Thanks.
Okay. All right, the consultant Bob Loux will introduce this item. Joining him is team lead Amanda Baird and institutional representatives Debbi Parker, induction program director, and Colleen Ross, and also induction program director. Does anyone need to recuse themselves? Oh, all right, Mr. Loux, will you begin, please?
Sure. This is the accreditation report for Tulare City School District, which had their site visit on March 22nd through 24th, 2021. The site team was well prepared with one team member that was on her first visit. All team members asked deep and probing questions regarding Tulare's induction program and were able to triangulate the responses they received when interviewing other groups. The team had honest discussions with each other regarding their findings and what the standards were asking for. The team was able to come to consensus on their findings and recommendation, and team lead Amanda Baird will now share those with you.
The unanimous recommendation of accreditation was based on a thorough review of all the institutional and programmatic information and materials available prior to and during the accreditation site visit, including interviews with administrators, instructional personnel, candidates, completers, and local school personnel. The team obtained sufficient and consistent information that led to a high degree of confidence in making overall and programmatic judgments about the professional education unit's operation. The decision pertaining to the accreditation status of the institution was based on the following: that preconditions, program standards, and common standards were all determined to be met. Our overall recommendation is that based on the fact that the team found all standards for the teacher induction program to be met and that all common standards were met, the team recommends accreditation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Baird. At this time, we now invite the institutional representatives to briefly comment about the visit. We remind you that this is not a time to dispute the team report, but rather to provide any thoughts or add information about the visit.
Good morning. I would like to thank Bob. You know, you all know, he has such a calm nature about himself, and that was really helpful as we were preparing for the process. I've done a lot of these as a team lead and as a member of the Bureau of Institutional Review. So being on this side of it was a completely different kind of stress. So we appreciated Bob's guidance along the way. And Amanda and her team, I feel like they really got to know our program, and I know how much work goes into that, preparing for the visit and really understanding who we are and asking the right questions to get more information about those things that I think make us unique. So I also just value very much this process of accreditation, and I think it gives us that opportunity to continually reflect on what we're doing well and where we need to grow. And we gather that evidence all the time from our stakeholders, but to have them tell somebody else outside of our program that things are going the way we hope they are was very validating. So we just really think we have a great program, and we've worked hard with our advisory and our leadership and our site principals and our mentors to make sure we're meeting the needs of our participants. So we're grateful to have been through the process and glad that we are being recommended with all standards met. I have our superintendent and assistant superintendents here, so I don't know if they want to say anything as well.
Yeah, I was noticing there's some people who aren't on my agenda that might want to say a few words.
Hi, I'm Brian Hollingshead. I'm the superintendent. I'd just like to say it was very nice getting to know the people who came in, Amanda and Bob, who came and visit us, because that's who I talked to. But I give kudos to Debbie and Colleen from the start of us doing this process. It has been very professional for our teachers, our beginning teachers, professional for our principals and everybody. And so it's in great hands with those two leading the charge. So.
And kudos to you for seeing the benefit of these programs and coming here today. Thank you very much. All right, anything else? All right, thank you. And now I'd invite the COA members to ask any questions or make comments on the site visit report. All right, Member Forbes.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to congratulate you on a great report. Thank you to the team for the clarity, and it was very clear that the district really does support their new teachers. And I think that's really evidenced too by all of you who showed up here today to be with us. So thank you for that, and keep up the good work.
Well said. Thank you. All right, if there are no other comments, I'll take a motion. All right, Member Martinez.
I make a motion that we accept the the recommendation of accreditation for Tulare City School District.
And a second. Member Larson. Thank you. We'll now do a roll call vote. Ms. Bernardo.
Cynthia Amos.
Aye.
Kathy Cretia.
Aye.
Cheryl Forbes.
Aye.
Bob Frelly.
Aye.
Mike Hillis.
Aye.
Lynn Larson.
Aye.
Marty Martinez.
Aye.
Anna Moore.
Aye.
Gerard Morrison.
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, now you can have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Happy Friday. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that takes us to item 28. It looks like everyone's here. Is that right, Ms. Sullivan? Yeah.
Yes, everyone's here.
Fantastic. Oh, look at you. Consultant Erin Sullivan, the report of the accreditation team to Hanford Elementary School District. Erin will introduce this item, and joining her is team lead Darby Williams and institutional representatives Joy Gabler, the superintendent, Sill Rubalcava, assistant superintendent, Debra Colvard, director of curriculum instruction and induction. Does anyone need to recuse themselves? No. All right, Ms. Sullivan, will you begin, please?
I will, and I'd first like to just thank Bob Loux. I took this site visit over from Bob in November when we asked Bob to take an additional, one of the provisional site visits for this spring. This visit was so well organized and so pleasant to be on that I feel like I stole something from him. So I just want to thank Bob, for letting me swipe this fantastic site visit up from underneath him. So the site visit to Hanford Elementary School District took place on April 19th through the 21st, so very recently. We were originally going to come to you in June, but the site visit went so well and we had such a fantastic team that did great writing, tons of pre-work, etc., that we were able to move the report up and bring it to you now. So that's very nice. There were no unusual circumstances for this site visit. It was carried out virtually, which has been the norm for us for the last year. I will say that maybe the only unusual circumstance was the fact that I had to get my second COVID shot the first day of the site visit, which kind of wiped me out that second day. And again, such a wonderful, fantastic team that it was, everything came off without a hitch. A team on both sides, both at the institution and our Board of Institutional Reviews. I also would like to acknowledge Michael Gomez, who stepped into this site visit about 3 weeks before the site visit. One of our other team members is an LCAP coordinator for her institution, and she had to be away, and we understand that. Michael's a brand new BIR member, and as I mentioned yesterday, the training for BIR members now is so fantastic that these people are just coming to us 100% ready to engage in these site visits. And Michael was a fantastic team member. And of course, he had the advantage of having a veteran team lead in Darby Williams. And also our Common Standards reviewer, Dan Schaefer, has been a team lead. So Michael had some pretty great mentoring going on. I would like to just acknowledge the leadership at Hanford Elementary School District. They are not all represented here. There were a few other people on Debra's team that were assisting her with getting ready, but they are a very well-oiled machine. Very responsive, very organized, very well coordinated. Debra and I met monthly, as we do meet with our site visit institutions, and communicated in between times as needed. Debra asked great questions and got everything just very coordinated. It was a very smooth site visit, no hiccups, and I think the team really enjoyed this visit. And I'm gonna let Darby kind of share that with you. I'll turn it over to Darby.
So good morning. I feel like I'm at school because just as I'm speaking, the gardeners showed up with their blowers and their lawnmowers. So I'm going to apologize for the music in the background. Sorry about that. Again, I want to also acknowledge the team and the leadership at the school district for their gracious hospitality via Zoom. One thing I wanted to point out really quickly is that they have both an teacher induction program and a clear administrator program administration. So we had 20 candidates. We have 20 teacher candidates and 5 clear administrative services induction candidates. And we were able to interview absolutely everybody. We interviewed every mentor, every teacher, every administrator, every advisory committee member. So, which is unusual in my experience and says a lot about the how much we could triangulate the evidence. A couple of things the team noted was the shared vision that the whole district and unit have. We saw strong examples of vertical alignment throughout the program, and this shared vision permeated the interviews. In fact, we kept waiting for some other comment, and that's not what happened. One thing that really impressed the team was that everyone, like I said, was available for interviews. Joy Gabler, the superintendent, was formally affiliated with induction. So she sets the tone for the program and really sees that teachers' growth is integral to the goals of the district. So that was really helpful. We heard about amazing support, and I mean support with a capital in all capitals. All the way through, we heard that coaching is available, and it is unobtrusive, and it builds growth in candidates. We heard about distributed leadership. They have an amazingly viable and active and effective advisory group. We heard that they invest in people all the way through. We need them to succeed, the new teachers, new candidates to succeed. And we heard about systems that they've built. They have a trademark culture. We came to see that support is their trademark. And that in fact, Hanford is a destination district. The new teachers all said, this is where you go to work if you can get in. So based upon all the evidence, the team found that common standards and program standards were met, and we recommend accreditation. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams, for your great report. Always good to see you, and again, thank you for your service. You're always here, and really appreciate all that you do for the COA and CTC and the programs out there. All right, at this time, I'd like to invite the institutional representatives to briefly comment about the visit. We remind you that this is not a time to dispute, not that you'd want to, the team's report, but rather to provide any thoughts or insights you had about the visit.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Debra Colvard, and I'd like to begin. I'd first like to begin by thanking Erin Sullivan for such a wonderful connection that her and I were able to build in making sure that I was aware of what the expectations were for the site review visit. She was very clear. I made sure to attend all of her sessions at induction conference meetings that I attended. If she was speaking at any kind of conference, I was listening to her. As she shared PowerPoints, all of that came in handy for me to be well prepared for the visit. And so I thank you deeply, Erin, for that support. I also would like to thank Darby and the visiting site team, because I had shared with them at the visit that the moon, the stars, everything were in alignment for us, because we knew that Erin came in after, as to fill in for Bob, who wasn't able to, which was fine. We know those things happen. And then to find out that Dr. Gomez was also a last minute change. It was meant for them to come and meet all of us at Hanford Elementary. And so we feel so wonderful in knowing that this is the team that needed to come see what we do at Hanford Elementary. So Darby, thank you so much for your words, for the way that you summarized your visit. We really do think that you gave us an opportunity to tell our story. You gave us an opportunity to share what our purpose was in terms of supporting and guiding new teachers. We are a district that wraps our arms around all new teachers and really invest in making sure that we can give them the support and services that they need to be successful in our district, and that they stay in our district for a long time. So that is evident, and I'm so glad that the team was able to have that and see it, So do know it was the best experience I've ever had. This is my second experience with a site review visit. My first experience was as a site administrator, and I was interviewed by the site review team. And now this experience as being one of the lead people in preparing for it really gave me a very close view as to what Joy Gabler had to participate in our previous site visit. And I really am grateful for this experience. Thank you so much. And we will definitely consider making changes to some of the recommendations that Darby and the team shared with us. They had left us with some takeaways, and that was to ensure that our mentors continue to move on that continuum of coaching, and to also build a stronger communication link between the induction program and our subject matter partners. So we are definitely already in the works of making sure that we have an action plan for that. So thank you, Darby. And thank you again, Erin. I also have our superintendent and assistant superintendent here. And if they'd like to share a few words, I'd like to give them an opportunity to do that too. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Deborah. I just would like to jump in. I'd like to thank Darby and Erin and the entire team for their visit. We appreciated their time. As Deborah shared, I know firsthand the work and the effort that goes into an accreditation visit. In my previous role as assistant superintendent, I oversaw induction, and I can't be more proud of the work that Deborah and her team did, along with the support of Jill. I'm super proud of our induction program and the support that we provide our teachers. And I have to share with you, I mean, the emotion wells up in me, and I've had to sit here and push it down just after the team shared their report with us. Jill and Deborah and I stayed on Zoom, and we just kind of cried tears of joy because it became so evident how much we value supporting our teachers, because exactly as Deborah said, we want them to grow, we want them to be successful. And to hear Darby say a destination district is something we're proud of and want to continue to carry on. And biggest kudos to Deborah, who took this program over 5 years ago, brought us through induction, and it's bittersweet. Deborah's retiring now, so it's like, who do we have to fill these amazing shoes? But thank you to everyone, and Deborah and Jill, amazing work.
Joy, do you want to mention your, I was really hoping you would. I was going to, and then I was afraid I'd be stealing your thunder. Do you want to mention your history with Hanford? I just was so impressed by that.
So this is my 30th year in the district. I've started as a teacher at Woodrow Wilson Junior High School, and became a vice principal, a director, an assistant superintendent, and this is my 5th year as superintendent of the district. The dark circles are getting deeper as the years pass. This year, the circles are extra dark, so what a way to end a COVID-19 craziness than to have an induction team visit such as this and an accreditation visit. As stressful as it is, it was a highlight. So yes, 30 years of work. And I'm in suit with Deborah and Jill. All of us are long time, born and raised in Hanford Elementary, grew up as educators and wanting to give back to our educators. So yes, thank you, Erin.
Hi, I'm Jill Rubalcava. I'd like to just say one thing. I won't go too long. Thank you to Deborah for all of her work. Thank you to Joy for your leadership. And one thing that I wanted to say about Erin and Darby and the site team is that I thought that you exemplified the perfect balance of being about the work and asking really good questions that caused us to look both at big picture and all the fine details, and that positive intention and support. So I wanted to thank you for that perfect balance. It felt very healthy. It felt very good. Thank you for your work as well.
Thank you for all your comments. I'm thinking about moving and changing school districts now. No, I'm just kidding. But it's so, your enthusiasm is really exciting. So I really appreciate that. At this time, I'd like to give the COA an opportunity to ask questions or make any comments. Member Martinez.
I just want to, first of all, just start with thanking the team, our Erin and Darby. Darby, you were my mentor when I first came into accreditation work a while back. And so thank you for that. And just, as I was listening to everybody and reading the report, it really is just nice to see that this is the intent of accreditation and the process, and to see it exemplified and really kind of from your whole system, from your participants all the way to Superintendent Gabler. We just is motivating, and it really exemplifies, I think, what the intent of the standards and changes in the process was. So congratulations, and thanks to the team.
Member Morrison, thank you, Member Martinez. Member Morrison, did you have a comment?
Just to echo that, as somebody who is a teacher, I wish I'd had this kind of support when I was a young teacher. Great work. It was a pleasure to read. And especially when I see the students you serve who are not usually the students who get this type of special treatment. So that was extra heartwarming. So well done.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? If not, we can take a motion. Member Forbes.
I move that we accept the recommendation of accreditation for Hanford Elementary School District.
And second? Second by Member Amos. We will now do a roll call vote. Ms. Bernardo.
Cynthia Amos,
Aye.
Kathy Cretia,
Aye.
Cheryl Forbes,
Aye.
Bob Frelly,
Aye.
Mike Hillis,
Aye.
Lynn Larson,
Aye.
Marty Martinez,
Aye.
Anna Moore,
Aye.
Gerard Morrison.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Congratulations and happy Friday for you. Yeah, you have a great weekend. Thank you.
Happy retirement.
Colvard,
Happy retirement to
Ms. Taylor, Ms. Williams, and Ms. Sullivan. Take care. All right, that takes us to item 29, which is the report of the accreditation team to Pacific Union College. Consultant William Hattrick will introduce this item, and joining him is team lead Colleen Kern and institutional representative Dr. Jean Bueller, professor and chair, School of Education. Does anyone need to recuse themselves? No, Mr. Hattrick, will you begin, please?
Right. Good morning, committee members. The virtual site visit for Pacific Union College took place April 19th through 21st for their preliminary multiple and single subject programs. The program director and faculty from PUC were very responsive to requests for additional information and accommodating other needs of the site visit team. I just want to point out that in addition to the pandemic, PUC had the additional challenge of frequent campus closures and area evacuations last fall due to the glass fire. But despite this, the faculty and staff persevered to make this site visit happen, and I would like to acknowledge their hard work. The site visit team included one new reviewer who did an outstanding job reviewing the programs at PUC, and I will now hand it over to our team lead, Colleen Kern, for more information on the specific findings.
Good morning, everyone. First off, I want to echo the gratitude. I want to thank our colleagues at Pacific Union College, the site team members, and our consultant, William, for all of their work in making this a successful site visit. This visit was conducted entirely on Zoom, like all the other visits this year. This allowed the team to meet with a large amount of our wonderful colleagues in rapid succession, which we greatly enjoyed. The team was able to meet with the supportive community around the program, both internal and external to the college, and we were able to learn all about the ways that the program interacts within and beyond the campus. It was clear from the local stakeholders how important the program is to the local area. Stakeholders value the teachers prepared at PUC and appreciated the annual meetings they attended prior to March 2020. They also indicated they were happy to continue collaborating with the college. We were encouraged hearing about many projects and processes that began in recent years and are hopeful that the program will continue with these processes and work. This work included the beginning of institutional conversations and reflections about race and equity, and we heard about many early conversations at various levels of the organization in which faculty, staff, and administrators learned about privilege. They have begun their journey and conversations about diversity, equity, and inclusion. We look forward to their ongoing work in this area. We also observed that the teacher education program actively collects a lot of data about their candidates. This program also has many engaged stakeholders in the greater area. Prior to the pandemic, the program actively recognized these stakeholders in a casual informational luncheon. We look forward to their ongoing work of engaging these stakeholders and discussing and taking action based on these conversations about data and program effectiveness, as well as the selection of school sites and site-based supervisors. Based on all of the information reviewed, the team has the following findings: that all preliminary multiple and single subject program standards were found to be fully met, with the exception of program standard, I think it's program standard 3, which was met with concerns. I think I have a typo, I'm sorry. Common standards 2 and 5 were found to be fully met. Common standards 1, 3, and 4 were found to be met with concerns. Because of these findings, we recommend accreditation with stipulation with a 6-month progress report, which will be presented to the COA. I'm happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you for your report and your service. At this time, we now invite the institutional representatives to briefly comment about the visit. We remind you that this is not a time to dispute the findings in the team's report, but rather to provide any thoughts you had about the visit.
Well, the team was very easy to work with and most helpful. A big thank you to William and to Colleen for their suggestions. We are a very small college in the Napa Valley. We consider ourselves a destination campus, except for our annual fire evacuations for the last 5 years. This last fall, it was for 4 weeks, and then we were without any infrastructure for water and phone service and electricity. So it has been a challenge. We were grateful for our area schools that would continue to allow our student teachers to participate with them. We look forward to addressing the concerns. We want to improve our program, and so we're optimistic about the future. We also are typically 4 faculty. This last year, we've been down to only 2. So we've worked really hard. We are going to be hiring someone, and we do take the diversity suggestions and concerns very seriously, and we will be addressing those. Thank you.
Thank you for your response. And now I provide the COA the opportunity, members, to make any comments, or if you have any questions or need clarification, now's the time. That means it was a really good report. Member Forbes, thank you.
It was a really good report, but I have one question. So I read in the stipulations, this is for the team. I read in the stipulations that you are requesting a 6-month out report. It seems like some of the stipulations could be resolved, in that time frame. And then at the beginning, it says within 1 year. So are we to conclude that there would actually be a 7th year report? In other words, is there a 6-month report and then another report at the end of the year? Because some of these seem like a little bit longer than 6 months might be needed to really, especially the hiring ones and things like that. So I was just curious if I was reading that correctly.
Yeah, the 6-month will be a progress update, and then there'll be a report a year after to remove the stipulations.
Okay.
So I guess that would be a 7th year report as well.
Thank you for clarifying.
Sure.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from the COA? All right, I will take a motion. Member Amos.
I move we accept the team report and the recommendation for accreditation with stipulations for Pacific Union College.
Thank you. And a second? Member Martinez. Ms. Bernardo, will you do a roll call vote, please?
Cynthia Amos,
Aye.
Kathy Krisha,
Aye.
Cheryl Forbes,
Aye.
Bob Frelly,
Aye.
Lynn Larson,
Aye.
Marty Martinez,
Aye.
Anna Moore,
Aye.
Gerard Morrison.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. We look forward to hearing from you in 6 months.
Thank you.
All right, best wishes.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, and thank you, Mr. Hattrick. That takes us to,
It doesn't.
it doesn't.
You all are running so smoothly this morning that our 10 o'clock folks are not all here yet. So just letting
And
you
I
know.
would say that really speaks to the reports themselves, right? I mean, you get so much information from them. So we can move up our last item, and then when we need a break later, or we can have a break now until 10 o'clock, and then we would have another break probably at 10:30. So any suggestions?
thinking that maybe a break now and 10:30 might be a little bit too much.
Right, we don't need both breaks, so
Yeah,
we can move
exactly.
up the last item to either now or at 10:30.
I see.
Yeah, the issue, if I could jump in, is that item, the UC Santa Cruz report, we are not sure we can get people earlier than planned. So Kara's working on that behind the scenes, but that one we may have to do at 11.
I'm kind of feeling like if 11 o'clock, this is just a suggestion, if the 11 o'clock ends up being a time certain, you know you're going to have to take a break there. It's possible that if you take a short break right now, the institutional, most folks are on about 10 or 15 minutes before their item. So if you were to take a short break now, it's possible that when we come back, the folks will, for the 10 o'clock item will be, they're usually early. They're just not this early.
So we could break till 9:50.
9:50, okay.
Be ready to go, and we might be relaxing for a few minutes as people enter the room, and then we can get going as soon as they get here.
Okay.
Okay.
Before we go, while we have a break, I found out this morning that there's a fire drill here at 10:15, and they expect me to leave. It won't be for long, but a lot of noise, and I'll have to go out, and then I'll come back.
Oh, Jerry, just take your phone with you. You want to see what's going on.
Okay, that,
but we can't lose anyone else then.
Oh, look, we did, all right.
7, 8, yes. So if we stick with nobody else leaving, we're okay.
I should only be a few minutes.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. All right, 9:50.
Roxanne,
Yes.
do you know, we have almost everybody for your Culver City item, except for Kelly Wilcox. Do you know if perhaps she's just not able to attend?
I checked in with them on Wednesday and everyone was attending at that point.
Okay, so she's just not here yet. Everyone else is.
You might bring in Lisa Michelle and ask her. She's the director.
Got it. We do that.
Erin, you want me to hold off or should we get going? You ready?
Let's ask. Good morning, Lisa.
Morning. As far as I know, Kelly is supposed to be here along with our Assistant Superintendent Tracy Plamilia and Diane Randall.
Tracy and Diane are both here.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. We are just a little bit early, but yeah, I just don't see Kelly just yet. Okay.
I'm going to text her. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. I know we're early. So.
Well, thank you for being back on time, members. We're going to reconvene the meeting. Erin, since we're early, do we want to move something from or can we just stick around and wait a few minutes?
We need to wait.
Okay, that sounds good.
Erin, do you see me on? Oh, there I am. I didn't know if I had my camera on.
While we're waiting, Kathy, what's that backdrop? Is that looks like a classroom or is that your?
That is that's actually like a bulletin board in my office. Well, what was my office, since now we're all migrating back to campus. But right. Yeah, that was my little bulletin board. You know, you can take a teacher out of the classroom, but I'm still quite teachery.
That's great. That's awesome.
All kinds of neat little pictures of the kids doing their thing, and
oh yeah,
teacher stuff.
So it's a virtual background.
Oh yeah, it's a virtual background.
Oh,
it looks great.
Thanks. Yeah, I took a picture of like various office shots. I even have one that I think is very clever, where if you were sitting at my desk, it's the exact same view. If you were sitting across from me.
That's what mine is. That's actually mine from my view in my office, looking towards the door.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Is that a virtual background, Bob?
Yeah.
I hardly ever see the little artifact, Yeah.
I see it, Lisa. So, so Chair Frelly, everybody is here. I can go ahead and admit them for the next item.
Okay, that sounds great. Our next item is item number 30, which is the report of the accreditation team to Culver City Unified School District. Consultant Roxanne Purdue will introduce this item. Joining her is team lead Darby Williams and institutional representatives Tracy Plamilia, Assistant Superintendent of Education Services, Dr. Lisa Michelle, Director of Secondary Teaching and Learning, Diane Randall, Co-Coordinator of Induction Program, and Kelly Wilcox, Co-Coordinator of the Induction Program. Does anyone need to recuse himself? All right, seeing none, Ms. Purdue, will you please begin?
Good morning, committee members. It was a true pleasure to serve as the staff consultant for this site visit. The Culver City Unified School District site visit took place from March 8th through 10th, 2021. The visit was conducted entirely by video technology via Zoom. And despite being organized completely online, the site visit proceeded in accordance with all normal accreditation protocols. While CCUSD has a relatively small program, their dedication to the standards and attention to detail was very evident. A total of 85 interviews were conducted with various stakeholders throughout the visit, and interviews with each constituency had almost 100% attendance, which was attributed to the ease of the virtual platform for interviews. Teachers and mentors reported that they appreciated being able to join via Zoom directly from their virtual or in-person classroom at the end of the school day with no travel involved. The team at CCUSD was wonderful to work with throughout the year and very responsive to all that was asked of them. After a year of working so closely together, you definitely become colleagues during your endeavor to prepare for the site visit. It's almost sad when you don't get to see them after that year of working so closely together, unless unless you see them in the 7th year. But after preparing for the visit, there was a gathering of work by the site visit of evidence and preparing for the visit. But they also spent a lot of time in developing their website, which was well organized and very easy to navigate, and it was pretty too. Joining us today is team lead Darby Williams. I'd like to give a special thank you to Darby because she stepped in at the last minute as team lead, which she's done for us before. We so appreciate her. Our prior team lead had a change in her position and was unable to continue as team lead for this visit. So this is the second time I've gotten to work with Darby. And as always, working with her is a joy. And I so appreciate her leadership, her professionalism, her dedication throughout the visit to the work, her mentoring of our new team members from BIR. It just led to a smooth and well-conducted visit. Also, I'd like to thank all of our site visit team members for their hard work and accomplishing such a thorough and detailed review. We had a new site visit team member. They stepped in and everybody just spent a lot of time in their pre-work. So they were ready to go at examining all of the evidence for the site visit as well as their pre-writing. So then they just had to triangulate their interviews and see that everything matched up. So it went very smoothly. Now I'm going to turn it over to our team lead, Darby Williams, who will present the findings and the accreditation recommendation for the team. Darby?
Hello. Thank you, Roxanne. That was very, very generous and kind. I enjoy working with Roxanne and anyone from the commission. I can't say no when asked. So Culver City's program is approved to offer a teacher induction program, which was the focus of our site visit. And I wanted to just say a quick thank you to Emily Richards, who's from Brentwood, and Valerie Saylor from Bakersfield City for being very competent and valuable team members. And of course, Roxanne, who leaves no rock unturned and is extremely organized. So it's really easy to work with under her leadership. So, and Lisa, Michelle, thank you so much. And Diane and Kelly, who are co-coordinators of induction. I had worked with Diane before on a team, so it was fun to visit her in her own home. I wanted to start by saying how much we appreciated access to everyone. As was mentioned from Roxanne, we had almost 100% opportunities to interview everyone that was affiliated or is affiliated with induction. Superintendent Leslie Lockhart is very supportive and sets the tone. And she used an image that is just staying with me. She says that the new teachers are on an on-ramp to their teaching profession. And we want them, and as I went further with that image, you know, we want them up to speed. We don't want them run over, do we? As they enter that on-ramp to their teaching. Culver City had 24 candidates and 16 mentors. We also had opportunity to visit with the Beverly Hills director, district leader, and the mentors from that district, which are part of the consortium. Across all stakeholders, overwhelming appreciation of the individualized attention. Program leaders, they said, listen to us and value our feedback, and they want to make our program effective for us. And we feel heard and interested in making the experience meaningful. They're committed to making sure that the most skilled mentors are in front of are working with the new teacher. They make sure they're trained. The candidate says, I don't know anyone who doesn't love their mentor, but we know if we ever have an issue, we can change them if needed. Site administrators said that it helps the new teacher focus on a goal and delve into the inquiry that will improve instruction. And I wanted to close with a quote from an administrator who said, candidates are really thinking about the students and how to meet their needs. You know, they wouldn't have done that without the induction program. So based on the evidence from documents, from interviews. We found common standards and program standards met, and we recommend accreditation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Thank you also, Ms. Perdue. We now invite institutional representatives to briefly comment about the visit. We remind you it's not a time to dispute the team's report, but rather provide any thoughts that you had about the visit itself.
Thank you very much, Chair Frelly. At this time, I would like to extend my thanks. My name is Tracy Pamilia. I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Educational Services here in Culver City Unified School District. I would like to extend my thanks to Darby and to Roxanne and to the entire site coordinating team for this honor and this recognition. I do speak on behalf of our entire staff in expressing our gratitude to the professionalism and dedication of our induction team leads here who are with me today. Mrs. Diane Randall, Mrs. Kelly Wilcox, who have been there from the very beginning, and Dr. Lisa Michelle, our Director of Secondary Teaching and Learning, who will speak a few words now.
Thank you, Ms. Pamilia. I also ditto the gratitude to the team, Roxanne and Darby. I do want to say it made up for a very celebratory advisory committee meeting. Our steering committee met a couple of weeks after the visit, and we were able to share some of the feedback, which, though it wasn't official yet, understood, just really talking about what a love fest it was for us to be able to celebrate our program. Of course, we were very nervous about the visit, but we're so relaxed by the attention that Roxanne and Darby gave, and making us feel as if we were completely prepared through the process as well. And just, it was turned out to be a wonderful experience. We weren't quite sure what to expect, but it was just a great moment to be able to celebrate the Diane and Kelly's work and the work of our mentors, and of course our candidates. I would love for Diane, who is responsible for the website that you complimented, to be able to say a few words as well.
Thank you, Dr. Michelle. I wanted to start with a nice website and get on the right foot. So I would like to echo everyone's gratitude for the accreditation team. They were amazing and gave us great feedback, and just were so pleasant to work with. And thank you also to the commission for providing Roxanne to us, and for the past year working so closely with Roxanne and guiding us and making sure that our program is absolutely up to the program and common standards. So thank you so much. And Kelly?
I'll ditto what everyone said. I want to thank the team for working with us. Although I have literally been involved with this program in Culver City since the beginning, this was the first time that I'd ever gone through the accreditation process, and we were all nervous. And I think that anxiety led us to be over prepared, and that it went so smooth. And I thank the team and Darby and Roxanne.
Well, thank you all. It's nice to see smiling faces at the end of an accreditation. We've all been through the visits at one time or another in different roles, and so we certainly all understand what the anxiety is and the pressure. And yeah, the website, right? First impressions make a difference. So yeah, thank you all for your level of preparedness. We appreciate it. This is an opportunity now for the committee members to ask any questions and make any comments. Member Larson.
Just wanted to comment on the theme of data that was throughout the report, and the importance of data, both formative and summative for this particular program, and the thorough manner in which you collect and analyze that data and use it as reflective, you know, a way to reflect on what's going on in the program and what's going on with your candidates. And that's just an amazing way to model that process for your candidates as well, to show them the importance of collecting and reflecting on that. So kudos for that.
Thank you, Member Larson. Any other committee member? All right, this is an action item. Is there a motion? Member Forbes.
I move that we accept the recommendation of accreditation for the Culver City district. Unified School District.
Thank you. So moved. Is there a second? Second by Member Larson. Any further discussion? Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Cynthia Amos,
Aye.
Kathy Krisha,
Aye.
Cheryl Forbes,
Aye.
Bob Frelly,
Aye.
Lynn Larson,
Aye.
Marty Martinez,
Aye.
Anna Moore,
Aye.
Gerard Morrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations. Yes. Whatever sigh of relief you already had, here's an even bigger one. Like, your smiles are even broader. So yeah, congratulations on the effort paid off. So, and thank you also for all the leadership. So thank you, Dr. Pamilia, Dr. Michelle, Ms. Randall, Ms. Wilcox, Ms. Williams, and Ms. Perdue for all your efforts. Thanks again. All right, we'll move on. Let's take a look at where we are. I'm 31. Although I do like the 7-second rule that we learned as teachers, right? I figured if I ask for a motion, if I just wait 7 seconds, somebody's going to get impatient and chime in. So, so thank you for that. All right. We could do 31 if we have them ready. If not,
They are apparently going to be on by 10:05, so they might be on. Let's see.
They're not. They're, we're still waiting on 3 representatives from the institution.
Okay.
I know Miranda said she asked them to be on by 10:05, so maybe they'll be on soon. And great, there's Miranda.
Well, we can, if you think they're going to be coming in a minute or two, we can just kind of sit tight. Yeah, no sense of trying to move something else in at this point.
Okay, got one more.
It's always very hard to estimate how long you all will take on these.
Oh, no, I think you do a fantastic job of laying out the agenda. No, this is fine. When the reports are so thorough.
They are really good these days, aren't they? I
think I'm finding that the institutions are becoming more and more prepared as they're knowing what to anticipate, and I think the whole process has really become more streamlined and thorough and detailed.
That was the idea.
No, yeah, exactly.
Fine streamlining.
Yep.
Yep.
It is really nice to see it smoothing out though, and
It
becoming just kind of the norm now.
Yeah,
The-
absolutely.
You guys had a lot, you lifted a lot up in a few years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll start admitting there's just one representative still not here. And again, it's possible maybe that person can't come. So let's let them in and see if there's an update, which we can't get obviously when we're on Zoom.
And Erin, while we're waiting, you're doing a fantastic job of navigating everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've got it down to a science now.
Yeah.
I do.
Everybody so that they understand where they're at in the process. So I love that.
Interesting. Oh, there's Miranda. Sorry. I'm like, I'm not seeing Miranda. She's already here. That's lovely. So Pepperdine representatives, I do not see your associate provost, and because it's a provost, just curious, do you know if she will be joining? Should I keep looking?
Oh, that would be Seta. Terrence, do you know if Seta is going to be joining us this morning?
Seta said that she is something else that might be running over time a little bit.
Okay.
So,
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we can go ahead and proceed if everybody else is here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're looking at item 31. Item 31 is the report of the accreditation team to Pepperdine University. Consultant Miranda Gutierrez will introduce the item. Joining her is team lead Dr. Ann Weisenberg and institutional representatives Adriana Garcia, Associate Program Director, Dr. Reina Garcia Ramos, Professor of Education and Program Director, Terrence Kell, Certification and Credentialing Manager, and Dr. Carrie Wall, Associate Professor of Teacher Education. Does anyone need to recuse himself? Okay, seeing none, Ms. Gutierrez, would you please begin?
Yes, good morning. The Pepperdine University site visit was held on March 20th through the 23rd. And because the institution has the multiple and single subject credential programs, the institution and team agreed that the visit could be completed in 3 days rather than 4. In those 3 days and leading up to the visit, the team conducted over 200 interviews and reviewed the institution's documentation. I will say that the collaboration and coordination within the unit at Pepperdine really set up the team for a smooth site visit. So I'd like to thank them for their attention to detail and coordination of the visit. For this site visit, I had the pleasure of working with Ann Weisenberg as the team lead, and I'd like to thank her for her leadership throughout the process and the energy that she brings to each and every site visit. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to her so she can tell you the details of the visit and the team's recommendation.
Thank you, Miranda, and good morning, everybody. So I want to thank my marvelous team. That's Marv, M for Miranda, A for Ann, R for Rebecca, and V for Virginia Ellis for all of their hard work and commitment to ensuring Pepperdine received a fair and thorough evaluation of its educator preparation programs. Miranda, our state consultant, was spectacular. It was my second time being able to work with her. She was organized from the beginning and provided an easy way for us all to collaborate and work together. Her previous experience of a virtual visit was invaluable. I look forward to being paired with her again. We make a great team. I want to acknowledge that 2021 marks the 50th year of teacher education at Pepperdine, so that was very exciting for them. I also want to thank the faculty and staff at Pepperdine, especially Terrence, Adriana, and Reina. Their preparation and attention to detail allowed us to do our job and made the virtual visit very easy. I know how much work a site visit involves, and for them to go virtual, I mean, I know it wasn't at the last minute, but they really, you can tell that they did a very good job and worked very hard and made it very easy for us. The education unit has 3 pathways: an undergraduate student teaching pathway, a graduate student teaching pathway, and a graduate intern pathway. The undergraduate pathway is in the Seaver College and is integrated into the bachelor's degree. The graduate pathways are in the Masters of Arts in Master of Arts in Teacher Preparation in the Graduate School of Education and Psychology. We saw that there was a commitment and collaboration between the 2 colleges to ensure that both receive the resources and support needed to offer top-notch programs. Our visit started early on Sunday with virtual interviews and ended Tuesday with a large Zoom exit meeting with very excited EPP faculty. We had an opportunity to interview numerous stakeholders throughout the visit. They praised the efforts of the unit for their work in producing competent completers who are well prepared to teach in California's public school system. They commented that their graduates align with the university's mission of being committed to preparing students for lives of purpose, service, and leadership. With the evidence collected from the interviews and their online exhibits, we found that all common standards were met. Program standards were met with one exception: Program Standard 3C, criteria for the selection of program supervisors, was met with concerns in the single subject with intern program. Interviews with candidates and supervisors revealed that single subject candidates were not consistently matched with a supervisor that has content area expertise as described in the standard language. And I know that they were already in the process of working on that. So with that, Marvelous is proud to recommend Pepperdine's education unit to be fully accredited. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
All right, thank you for that exciting and entertaining presentation. I appreciate that. All right, this is an opportunity now for the institutional representatives to briefly comment about the visit. We remind you it's not a time to dispute the team's report, but rather provide any thoughts that you had about the visit itself.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. Reina Garcia Ramos here from Pepperdine University. I want to thank our accrediting visiting team, especially Miranda Gutierrez, who is an amazing leader and liaison to our program and to other programs, I'm sure. We miss her already. We're missing our monthly meetings. And I want to thank the accrediting team that came to visit Pepperdine, especially Ann Weisenberg, who was the team lead, who I never thought would make the experience so fun. So putting us at ease in the process of really looking inward at our program. We had an opportunity to really look internally at what's working and also think about where we might have areas of improvement. As a BIR member myself, I never imagined what it would be like to do a site visit virtually, but I must say that Miranda and the team really helped us see through what that process might look like, and eventually helped us put all our documents in order to be able to showcase the work that we do at Pepperdine University, both in the graduate pathway and in the undergraduate pathway. So I want to thank you for the opportunity for us to look internally at our program, and I am going to pass it over to Dr. Carrie Wall to just say a few words from the undergraduate pathway experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Raina. So I'm Carrie Wall, and I'm the undergraduate coordinator at Seaver College. And I just want to echo Raina's comments. I feel so blessed that we actually had for the timing of all of this, because Miranda was so greatly helpful to us in our monthly meetings, just navigating COVID. And we're just so very grateful for her. She would go above and beyond to answer so many of our questions. And so we miss you, Miranda, and we're so grateful for your work and your excellent preparation, your excellent communication. I was just very grateful for your professionalism throughout the process. And Anne, you're just a beam of sunshine. You did a marvelous job. Thank you for your enthusiasm. I found it refreshing, and I just want to say we appreciate your diligence, the marvelous team. The process worked in that we really we're forced in the best way possible to take a hard look at our programs and to leave no stone unturned in terms of what we're doing well, but also where we can grow and what our next steps would be. So we want to thank you for this opportunity to take a close look at our program and to grow in new ways. And we really appreciate the professionalism, the diligence, the kindness of the accrediting team. So thank you so much.
Great, thank you for those comments. We appreciate that. And Dr. Kajari, glad you can join us here. We see you were able to come on in, so thank you. Any other institutional representative wish to make a comment? All right, if not, any questions or comments from the, oh, you're on it, Cheryl, Member Forbes. You beat me. That was like less than a second.
Well, congratulations on a successful review. Thank you for a clear and well-written report. I really appreciated some of the information that you included about the steps you've already taken. So for example, in reaching a more diverse pool of candidates, it was great to read about those things that you've already started on. So as a sponsor of an intern single subject program myself, I'm curious about how you think you might go about better matching the interns with the subject area, the disciplinary experts, because that's a challenge, I know. So what are your thoughts now about what your plans are?
Thank you. The intern program is part of what we do at the graduate pathway. And so we have few intern candidates that usually will apply in any one year. In the years that they do apply, sometimes they either come in as interns or in the process of being in their graduate pathway will seek out to be an intern candidate. And so it's at that point that we're currently expanding our pool of university field supervisors. We did a quick hire back in December, January, so that we have a wider variety of folks that we can draw on. The online virtual space has allowed us to reach folks in more geographically diverse areas, but we're also tapping into areas of expertise so that we have those aligned with potential candidates that come down that pipeline.
Thank you. I know it's a challenge, especially in these budgetary times, because it has resource implications often.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I also like the fact that you're able to adapt with COVID, even with the challenges. You actually found that the advantage is being able to go ahead and reach the outer areas by having people to support those candidates. Yep. Any other questions or comments from the COA members? All right, seeing none, this is an action item. Is there a motion? Co-Chair Moore.
I recommend that we accept the recommendation of accreditation for the Pepperdine University.
Thank you. So moved. Is there a second? Second by Member Amos. Further discussion? Secretary, please call the roll. Mrs. Bernardo?
Michelle, we're not hearing you for some reason. I know she's talking because she's right outside my office, but I can't.
Triangulate the discussion, kind of bring it in.
Do you want one of us to call?
I mean, I know I should have said aye by now.
Sometimes Zoom is fussy when you mute and then unmute, it doesn't actually unmute you.
Yeah. I'll try it again. Muting and unmuting.
How's that?
That's better.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that. Cynthia Amos.
Aye.
Kathy Crashaw.
Aye.
Cheryl Forbes.
Aye.
Bob Frelly.
Aye.
Lynn Larson.
Aye.
Marty Martinez.
Aye.
Anna Moore.
Aye.
Gerard Morrison.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Congratulations. Yeah, some nice work and lots of smiles. It's always good to see. While we have this team here, I just want to comment, your comments that you mentioned as far as the support from both the consultants and the team leads and everybody on the team is precisely what we are glad to hear. I mean, we know there's an outstanding team of PSD staff who are continually rising above and beyond the expectation, especially during this environment where online could actually make it more intimidating and more challenging than face-to-face. This sounds like your experience there echoes what we've been hearing consistently over the past couple of days and all throughout the year. So take this opportunity to thank you all on the team from the university and being able to accommodate the online setting and being able to rise to the occasion, but also thank our team lead, Dr. Weisenberg and Ms. Perdue and everybody involved with all the reports that we've seen for the last couple of days. So thank you and congratulations. Go out and have a great day. We do have a 10:30 time certain, which is 32, but that actually is nothing occurring at that point. So it's the report of the accreditation team to Pleasanton Unified. It was going to be, but as you recall, we're moving that to the June COA meeting. So at this point, Cheryl, do you want to go on to item 34?
Sure.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on to item 34. And Administrator Cheryl Hickey will introduce this item.
Okay, so this is our yearly bid to try to get volunteers for the co-chairs for the next year. According to the commission or the COA's procedures manual, you do this, you ask for nominations at the second to the last meeting of it's essentially the fiscal year or the end of the year. And then we keep the nominations open through the last meeting, which would be your June meeting. And we close the nominations at that time and we take a vote at the June meeting. So today's effort is just to open the nominations for both the K-12 position as co-chair and for the Institution of Higher Education representative. And so I am happy to do that today. We just wanted to let you know that according to the procedures manual, essentially we can start with the K-12 nominations Anna Moore is not eligible. She will be leaving the Committee on Accreditation after the June meeting. Very sad about that. And has served really well for a long time. So thank you, Anna, for your service over the years. I wish we could get together in June in person, but I doubt that will happen. But we will see. So I would like to take a moment to go ahead and open the nominations first for the K-12 co-chair. Do we have any nominations?
Well, first, I'd like to just thank Anna for her outstanding work, and we'll have a chance to go ahead and do that in June. Not face-to-face, but virtually, and I'm sure we'll meet together. I know, don't want you to tear up yet. Plenty of time for that in June. But you're a difficult one to replace, and you've been a fantastic team member and colleague, and I'm going to miss you, certainly. I know we all are. But looking forward for the next, I'd like to nominate Marty Martinez as co-chair representing K-12.
Wonderful. And the person being nominated must agree to serve in that role. So Marty Martinez, would you agree?
I do.
All right. So good. Any more nominations at this point in time? We can entertain any motions or any nominations. No. Okay. So we will keep the nominations for the K-12 position open until the June meeting, at which time we will close the nominations and the COA will take a vote. So the next one is for the higher education position. We need a nomination. Bob, so one of the things I meant to say before was that the co-chairs may serve 2 one-year terms. However, this is just the committee's procedures manual. So anyone can serve longer than that should the COA decide that that's what they want to do. And basically what would happen is we would take 2 votes in June, one to waive your procedures manual, and then the second for to renominate or re-elect another co-chair should that be the case. Other than that, everybody else is open and can be nominated. So any nominations for the position of higher education?
Can I make a quick comment? At our last meeting, we talked about one of the things we might like to do moving forward with regards to co-chairs is staggering the co-chair nominations so that we don't have 2 new people at the same time. And so in light of that conversation and until that gets changed, I would like to nominate Bob again. I know we have some amazing IHE. All of you would be amazing up here as a co-chair. And if I'm stepping on your toes and you're like, I've been waiting forever to do that, please speak up and nudge your friend and nominate you. But other than that, Bob, he's such a wonderful presence as a co-chair, and we appreciate his humor, his intelligence, and his spin on the script. He does a great job. So I would like to nominate Bob for another term.
Okay, so we have a nomination for Bob Frelly. Are there any other nominations? Doing my wait time. All right, so we will bring this item back at the June meeting with the 2 nominations here. We'll ask one more time whether there are any more nominations. Oh, I guess, Bob, are you willing to serve?
Yeah, for formal procedures, yeah, I'd love to. Yeah,
Okay.
This is a fantastic group of people. You guys are awesome. So yeah, I appreciate the confidence. Yeah, thank you. I absolutely enjoyed it. Thank you.
Okay, great. So we will keep the nominations open, bring it back at the June item or the June meeting, and you will vote at that time. So thank you. That's it. Okay, so 10:30 and Kara, are you on? Or 10:45 is the earliest that we know that the UC Santa Cruz folks can be on. There's Kara. Give us an
I just
update.
brought her in. I see 1 person so far and not the team lead yet.
Okay, we might have to take a little 15-minute break. Let's see. There's Kara.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So Kara, we need 15 minutes about, do you think?
We might. I do know that our team lead and our main contact at the institution has had some teaching and some appointments this morning, so we may have to wait.
Okay.
Well, we can certainly do that. Give everybody a chance to get an early start on your lunch. At least make it. Or order it, whatever you're going to do. So why don't we do that, and let's come back at 10:45. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you all at 10:45. Thank you.
I have more coffee. I can raise my hand even faster.
You were stunningly quick on that last one.
Too much caffeine.
Sounds like we have one new member to the team.
And she would belong to me. And I need to turn my screen off and mute and deal with this current situation that involves a squirrel that teases my little cockapoo.
That's great.
My dog was having zoomies during the break, so I couldn't carrying around upstairs and I couldn't figure out what was going on. My daughter's living with us and she has a cat. And she came to her bedroom and I thought maybe the cat had gotten out. So I had to go running up there. I don't know what she was running after, but.
Yes, that's the joy of Zooming, right?
Jerry, did you have the fire alarm? You were very discreet.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
All that whole story. We got the gist of it though, right?
Yeah.
You're in, you're out.
Fire.
They gave me a special pass because I went out. They dismissed me straight away and said I could like.
We'll take that sure as dismissal, not that they don't care. So that's good.
Did you walk in an orderly fashion both ways?
I did because I had no students. Usually it's a mess, but it was just me. My sub's dealing with the students, so I'm okay.
All right, glad you're able to join us back. We are all back for the last portion. Do we have everybody here?
We don't. Kara, do you know
Okay.
if Celeste Hilberg will be joining for sure?
She is scheduled to join for sure. Let me text her one more time.
Okay.
Okay.
She
It's
did
the
have an
only person
appointment
that-
this morning that was unavoidable.
It happens. Going back to the pet thing, I live on 10 acres. I may or may not have mentioned that. We've got about a quarter acre fenced in just for our dog. Used to be dogs, will be dogs again, but now it's a single dog. He's a beagle. It is turkey season right now, meaning they're out and about mating and enjoying life, springtime. But we have a particular hen on the property who is really the sassiest hen I have ever seen. And I looked at my dog barking her head off the other day, and I looked out the window, and this turkey and my dog were running along the fence line. But the dog would kind of start to walk away, and the turkey needed this. The turkey. She would run at the fence, make sure the dog was engaged, then she'd run along and make sure the dog was following her, and then they'd run. So they did this for a little while. It was quite a sight. And still 7 years on that property, and I still see new things all the time.
Your dog was performing the turkey was performing a service for your dog, walking your dog essentially.
Yes.
I mean, part of me was like, I'm okay with this. She's getting some exercise. I'm working. Fine. I can see, I can make sure nobody's getting hurt or misbehaving.
We have a runner who's been trying to get in our house. So it's comes up to our slider and like peck at the door, like, hey lady, it looks kind of nice in there. How about I come in for a visit? So that's been going on for a couple of weeks.
Oh my God, that's really funny.
Yeah, I don't know if the nature is more prevalent or just we're noticing it more because we're around the house more. We had in 2 days' time we had hawks. We live at the top of the hill in Yorba Linda. Our backyard's like goes down to Yorba, our Chino Hills, so it's all like preserved. So we had a fox, a deer, rabbit, squirrel, rattlesnake, frogs, hawks, turkey vultures.
Wow.
Regular mutual in Omaha.
I know, I'm going to get there. There was one, I thought it was like a large worm on the wall that was crawling. I said, guys, my kids, come on, take a look at it. I've never seen a worm this big. It's this skinny. I walk up to it. It starts to do its sidewinder thing. And my son says, Dad, that's a snake. Oh,
on the wall. Wow. So we do have everyone here. We have confirmed with the institution that they're ready to go. So I've admitted everybody in there. They're ready for you.
Thank you. We have item 33, which was scheduled for 11. We thank everybody for being here early. Thank you so much. It's the report of the accreditation team of the University of California, Santa Cruz. Consultant, Dr. Kara Mendoza, will introduce this item. And joining her is team lead, Dr. Tom Smith, And institutional representatives Celeste Hilberg, did I get that correctly? Okay, great, thank you. Director of Teacher Education, Kip Tellez, Lead Faculty Advisor, Master of Arts, Credential Program, Esperanza Zamora, Coordinator of Master of Arts, Credential Program. Does anyone need to recuse himself? All right, seeing none, Ms. Mendoza, will you please begin?
Thank you so much. We're very happy to be here today to share with you the last accreditation report of this two-day marathon you all have been on. And this will be the accreditation report for University of California at Santa Cruz, accreditation site visit, which was held on March 14th through the 16th of this year, 2021. UC Santa Cruz hosts a preliminary multiple subject, a preliminary single subject, and a bilingual authorization program. And as you heard earlier with the Pepperdine report, it was agreed upon by all the team and our institution members to host the virtual visit in 3 days instead of 4. The protocols for this site visit were all in accordance with normal procedures relative to accreditation visits. With this said, I would like to acknowledge that some of the TK-12 school partners were experiencing just getting back to school, as many of our other consultants have reported. And it was finals week for UC Santa Cruz. So though these situations added another layer to the site visit, the UC Santa Cruz team and stakeholders fully participated in site visit interviews. And the team findings in this report are based on a thorough review of available and relevant institutional program documents, as well as a wide range of interviews with representative stakeholders. There was strong turnout for interviews, and clearly this can be attributed to the exceptional and dedicated leadership of Celeste and Kip and Esperanza. I had the pleasure of working with Team UC Santa Cruz all year with Celeste taking the lead, and I saw firsthand their commitment to the accreditation process and to their candidates and their stakeholder community. Under their leadership, UC Santa Cruz supports candidates who become advocates for social justice, dedicated to fostering equitable and effective schooling and life opportunities for all students. I would also like to acknowledge the hard work and extreme professionalism of our site team members, Doris Madrigal and Joanne Iskin, and the outstanding leadership of the team lead, Dr. Tom Smith. The team worked diligently before and during in advance of the visit, and they conducted pre-interviews, did pre-writing, and of course, after a review of evidence, worked on the questions they would be asking. That's always an interesting part of the visit is, what do we ask? And so they did an excellent job of doing that. Tom's leadership and guidance related to the standards and preconditions generated an outstanding visit of which this committee, I believe, can be very confident. So with this, I'm going to pass it over to Tom, who will review the accreditation findings for UC Santa Cruz.
Kara, I just see Celeste in the attendees, so.
Well, let's bring her on.
You want to bring her in?
Right. Since I just said nice things about her.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Kara. And you were really an incredible support on this visit and throughout our whole journey. I just want to start out by thanking, again, my colleagues on the review team, Doris Madrigal and Joanne Iskin, for really doing exceptional work and making this visit run extremely smoothly. And then I echo Kara in thanking Celeste, Kip, and Esperanza in really being extremely well organized, having all of the documents available to us in advance to review, which made it really easy in many ways to generate the questions that we needed to ask and triangulate around during our visit. And then they really lined us up with everybody that we needed to talk to. So it was pretty seamless and helped us make that transition to the shorter number of days for the visit. This was my first online accreditation visit, and I'm happy to say that we were able to assess all aspects of the standards. And that for the size of the program, we really felt that we had good coverage in all of the interviews. As Kara mentioned, there's a real strong focus in the program of turning out candidates who are advocates for social justice, dedicated to fostering equitable and effective schooling and life opportunities for all students. And you really hear this through everybody that you interview. It's not just something that's on the website to attract students to the program. It's really a strong belief that the program works hard to deliver on. The impact of the program is clear. Candidates reported that they felt well prepared, and employers lauded the quality of teachers who graduated from the program and kept asking for more. And that came through both in the interviews that we did with employers and through the employer survey that the program initiated. Kind of the interviews with students, staff, faculty, really show how committed faculty and staff are and how responsive to individual student needs and how committed they are to building relationships with local education agencies. It really felt like you were in a family when you were in this program, even though they're producing on the order of 60 candidates a year. And one aspect of this, which I think is a real credit to Celeste, is that there's really a steady flow of formal and informal information and feedback going back and forth between the program and stakeholders. That this is the first time I've ever seen this, that really kind of contributes to kind of an organic continuous improvement process where the data keeps coming in and changes both larger and smaller are being made to accommodate that feedback in kind of a just-in-time kind of way. And then the last thing to give general is that the program really does a tremendous job of maximizing the resources that it has available to it to its full potential. And that there's a clear campus now from the campus leadership to continue supporting the program and to stably fund it into the future, which was really great to hear across multiple interviews that we did on campus. So, getting to the details of the report, as you can see, the team determined that the UCSC programs met all common standards, and that regarding program standards, that 16 were met and 2 were met with concern. The 2 were both in multiple subject and single subject. Stand 3, clinical practice A, organization of clinical practice experience, and D, criteria for selection of district employed supervisors, which were met with concern. And so, the essential piece here that we found as a challenge, was that there is a requirement, for 10 hours of initial orientation, and through, both interviews of the students and the kind of field-based cooperating teachers, we discovered that not all had participated in any form of orientation. And even though the program provides a handbook, which is quite useful for details, we did note that a number of the candidates expressed that their cooperating teachers were not familiar with program timelines, assignments, and observations that might benefit from some additional communication with the program. Now, to put this a little bit in context, many of the supervisors, have worked with the program for a long time. This was really a key challenge for some of the newer supervisors and the students who, had those cooperating teachers. And that was it. The committee, the team came back with a unanimous recommendation for accreditation.
Thank you, Dr. Smith, and thank you, Dr. Mendoza. We now invite institutional representatives to briefly comment about the visit. We remind you it's not a time to dispute the team's report, but rather provide any thoughts that you had about the visit itself.
Great, I'll go ahead and jump in here. I'm Celeste, and I just want to, first of all, thank the commission for putting together a process that really helped us engage in pretty deep reflection on the quality of our program, our alignment to the standards. I have to say that I think it was a period of growth for our entire program. We so much appreciated having a full year to work with Kara to guide us through the entire process. She well prepared us. And then the site visit team coming, led by Tom, including Doris and Joanne. We felt they did a very thorough job. Primarily, though, I just want to take one moment to thank my colleagues, Kip Tellez, who is our lead faculty advisor for our program, who worked tirelessly across the entire year, as well as 20 years prior to this in developing this incredible program that we have. And Esperanza, every step of the way. Esperanza Zamora, thank you so much. But I want to thank the commission for the process. We felt that as hard as we worked to keep improving, we felt that we were able to, through the process, actually implement some additional things that further strengthened our program. Thank you all, appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Hilberg. And Ms. Tellez, did you wish to make a comment? Mr. Tellez, sorry. Looks like your hand is up.
My name's, you mean Kip?
Yeah, Kip Tellez.
Oh, sorry. It's, yeah, Kip Day is here. I just want to thank everyone too. I won't go through all the names. Everyone Celeste mentioned and probably some others that she didn't. It was, as I think, as Tom said, seamless. I think we grew, we improved, we gathered quite a bit of data that we're going to continue to use, and of course we've already been talking a lot about the one condition met with concern. So we're moving ahead, but thanks to all.
Thank you, Mr. Tellez. Any other member of the institution wish to make a comment? All right, seeing none.
Sure, this is, I'm sorry,
yes,
this is
please.
Esperanza
No, go
Zamora, and I just want to thank Cara and also Tom and the team. It was so helpful, all the help that they gave us and that Cara gave us throughout the process. And just the few days of it was really good to work with that team. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Zamora. Anyone else? All right. Opportunity for the committee members to offer any questions or comments that you may have. Member Forbes.
Tried to go a little slower this time. Well, first of all, I just wanted to give a shout out to UC Santa Cruz on a great review. Thank you to the team for a very well written and engaging report. It's clear that you have strong community support for your programs. That's been going on for a long time and continues. And it's wonderful to hear that you have such strong campus support. So I just wanted to also draw attention to something I think is innovative and important right now, which are some of the initiatives that you have in place to draw a more diverse pool of candidates, and specifically Latinx applicants, the Semilla project and some of the other initiatives that were named. And I don't know if you've been able to see any results of those yet, but look forward to hearing about that in the future. So congratulations.
Thank you, Member Forbes. Anyone else wish to make a comment or ask a question? Okay, seeing none, this is an action item. Is there a motion? Member Martinez.
I move that we accept the team's report of accreditation for UC Santa Cruz.
So moved. Is there a second? Second by Member Larson. Any further discussion? The Secretary, please call the roll.
You're muted.
Michelle, can you hear us?
Having a little technical problem. Hold on.
Understood. No worries.
Working on it. These things are finicky. No. I can see you though. Try it again. No. What if you try your earphones out? That works.
Can one of us call the names on her behalf? And she can just.
Ask if that's
Or Michelle can just go into Cheryl's office with your mask on.
There you go. Good idea, Anna.
Put your mask on, Cheryl.
Yep.
Got it.
Sorry. Okay. Cynthia Amos.
Aye.
Kathy Krisha.
Aye.
Cheryl Forbes.
Aye.
Bob Frelly.
Aye.
Glenn Larson.
Hi.
Marty Martinez.
Aye.
Anna Moore.
Aye.
Gerard Morrison.
Aye.
Oh, motion carries. Thank you all for your work. Congratulations to the institution for your hard work and well-earned achievement here.
Congratulations.
Thank Ms. Hilberg, thank Mr. Tellez, Ms. Zamora, Dr. Smith, and Dr. Mendoza. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you.
And thank you, Michelle and Cheryl, for being flexible. I half expected to see CTC on your mask, and I kind of wanted to see something like that.
I was thinking the same.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's the state. You don't quite get
Not approved.
You can run one off and then just tape it on the front.
There you go. Well, thank you all. First, we'll turn to the public. Does any member of the public have anything it wishes to say? If you do, please raise your hand in the Zoom feature, or we will wait a moment to see if they have anybody indicating they wish to speak within the chat. And Erin, if you can kind of guide us on that.
Yeah, I'm watching. There's actually only one public member in the attendees right now. Everyone else is a consultant. And I am not seeing any hands.
Okay, great. Then that concludes the meeting. Before we conclude, thank you all again so much. I say this every time we meet. It is a true honor and pleasure to work with you in any capacity. You know my admiration for the staff and everybody connected with the PST. Equally admirable to every member of the COA for your thoughtfulness. It's a lot of work to read through all these and come up with some ideas and be receptive. And you have, as I mentioned earlier, great brains and deep thoughts and sincere wanting to do well for everyone. So thank you again for your efforts today. It's a blessing to be able to do this together. And hopefully we'll meet face to face sooner or later. So kind of keep our fingers crossed. Everybody please stay happy and healthy. Anything, Cheryl or Erin, that you wish to state for the cause?
No.
Okay, that's it. Just as a reminder, our next meeting is going to be June 20th. It'll be 1 day, 21st, 1 day only. 21st, that's a Monday. So arrange your schedules accordingly, and we will all see you then.
Thank
you,
everybody.
all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good luck with all your year-end, end of the school year stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot. Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.